There's a lot of calls, right? There's a call for people to denounce it, pressure on government officials, and that's important, right? That's important for changing the hearts and minds of people over a long period of time. But there's a lot that we can do. We as individuals, the people on the ground in these communities, can do right.
My name is Bob Wong. I'm the pastor of the English congregation for Chinese Christian Union Church, located in the heart of downtown Chicago's Chinatown. We just started launching this month for the Chinatown Peace Project that we started. And it's actually done on an outgrowth of what we've been doing over this past year, especially during the COVID pandemic. We really wanted to try to meet the needs of our community.
Thousands of people gathered at Chinatown Square Saturday for a rally, the largest crowd to date in the movement to stop Asian hate.
We must take this moment and push forward. You will not stand back and allow for your communities to be devastated by racism and hate.
People came with signs calling for an end to racism and violence after seeing an increase in hate crimes against Asian Americans during the pandemic.
Especially over this past year and everything that's been going on in our country, rise in anti-Asian hate crimes, it certainly has heightened the level of people's fears and concerns of their own safety in Chinatown.
I think as a racial minority, as a woman of color, oftentimes I can't help but think it's not if, but when I will be, or people like me will be targeted.
The Chinatown Peace Project, it has 3 prongs. We break it up into prevention, a prong called justice and mercy, and then a third one that we are calling addressing root causes. We want to make sure that our people are safe. We want to also make sure that the people who are victims of the crimes, they have support. And so in terms of prevention, some of the things that we're trying to do is we're trying to raise awareness, first of all.
What we're doing is we're starting to go door to door with police officers to educate our neighborhood on safety practice and spread awareness of the threats to our community.
What we saw was that a lot of people in our community, they're not on social media, right? They're not really plugged in.
A couple of weeks ago, we did our first door-to-door with police officers, and we were really thankful for just the level of response. How people were really open, receptive, happy to be able to hear, and really surprised and delighted that we were there to take this initial step to come before them.
We have gone out to educate our neighborhood on best safety practices, right? And also how to report crimes. This we learned in speaking with the FBI, is that hate crimes are severely underreported, especially within the Asian community.
We're also assisting our neighborhood in acquiring home surveillance. And also, too, we're seeking to be able to advocate for strategic lighting for streets and businesses from government sources as well.
Organizers say 100 hate crimes have been reported.
Violent hate crimes against Asians that have been captured on video nationwide.
So those are horrifying videos to watch, and the people who are on our team, we force ourselves to watch those videos, to hear the cries of the elderly who are being hurt, to put ourselves in that position. And it's terrible. That could be our moms, our dads, those could be our brothers, sisters. It could be us. And so when we're in that situation and we're feeling the pain and the fear that they feel, we want to make sure that we're doing all we can to help our neighborhood kind of steer away from that.
Very scary. You don't feel safe living in America.
The Chinese community is very sad and very scared.
We fear and we're scared.
It'd be great if more and more people can walk around the city without fears of getting hurt. To be able to walk around and move about without being afraid of being injured or harmed.
Hate crime against our entire Asian and Pacific Islander community.
Vicious hate crimes against Asian Americans who've been attacked, harassed, blamed, and scapegoated.
One thing that has been a little bit frustrating as we've seen the increase in awareness on Asian hate, right, and violence against Asians, there's a lot of calls, right? There's a call for people to denounce it. There's a call for people to put pressure on government officials, and that's important, right? That's important for changing the hearts and minds of people over a long period of time. But there's a lot that we can do, right? Everything that I just listed, there's a lot that we as individuals, the people on the ground in these communities, can do right now. I think the groups that are local to Chinatown it's going to be on us. You know, to bring peace to Chinatown, it's going to be on us. We were really following the example of the Chinatown Neighborhood Watch and other groups who have already been doing this work. I really do think that these efforts are needed everywhere, right? It's not just Chinatown, it's in the suburbs, wherever you are. I think those areas will need more help. The things that I just talked about, they're very accessible, you know, and very few of those things require a ton of money to do. But what it does require is people who are dedicated to making a difference.